Welcome back to new Car Crashers 2 video, but if I crash, my car gets cheaper every time. So here we have the most expensive car in the game, not vehicle, car in the game. This is the Lamborghini Vision GT, if I'm not mistaken. It costs about 60 trillion in game, so you know, you need to grind a lot for this car. Now this is one of the worst handling cars with its speed, like kind of ratio, like speed to handling ratio. Fun fact, this car used to be one of the buggiest cars in the game. Like, it was impossible to race with because it used to keep on flipping. But whilst driving... I was about to say they fixed it. Clearly they didn't. Now we have a Mercedes-Benz Silver Lightning. And this car costs a little more than half the price of the other one. Now this is actually a very good handling car. And we also have a booster attached to it. As you can see, it can handle with 400 kilometers per hour speed. So this is considered a very safe car in the game. So, crashing... What? Not a crash, let's keep on going. No! Now we have the McLaren Solus GT, if I'm not mistaken. Now this car costs 9 trillion in-game money. We've cut down the price quite a bit as well. This is now 3 times less than the previous car. But it does also steer by itself, which is why it's bad for every other race, because if you go at such a high speed, your car will automatically turn by itself. But yeah, other than that, it is a very good car, and I really like it. Ow. I'm such a dumb driver. Next car we have is the Porsche 917, I think. Now this car costs like 760 billion, so we're in the billions now. Problem with this car is that I didn't upgrade the braking, so it has bad braking. So let's hope the handling is good enough to save us from needing to brake. Great handling though on this car, really good handling. Oh my god, I almost crashed. That was cool. No! No! Now we have the Mercedes AMG 1. Low top speeds though, like 350 kph. That is not very fast compared to all the other cars we just drove. Ow! No! I couldn't brake in time. That is a cool crash though, I have to admit, that was a very cool crash. Now we have the greatest car in the world, the McLaren P1. But this is the McLaren... What the heck? This is the McLaren P1 GTR. So it's not actually the P1. But it's still good enough, still a P1, you know. 349 kilometers per hour top speed. Not the best in this game, I must say. Ow. What? That was so dumb. But you know what, I'm continuing, it's the best car in the game. Anyways, this car is not really great in any race, but it's just like a good car in general, I guess. Look at this drift. Look at that. Whoa, no way. No! Our drift failed. Now we have a Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. And this car is like 100 billion or something, 70 billion. I forgot to check, but it's something around that. And now this car is really fast. I mean, obviously it's a Bugatti. Oh, actually handling is really good. But yeah, this car, very cool. Kelvin approved. Ow. Is that a crash? That's an interesting question. No, you know what? That's not a crash. The car is fine. This is Roblox, not real life. Yeah, see, our Bugatti is still fine. Look at it. Just a slight dent. What? I think with all this damage, like on top of each other, that is a crash. Now we have the Nissan Juke. And this car is actually so terrible, I'm just gonna go like this. Now we have a Porsche 959, if I'm not mistaken. Now this car in the game is front wheel drive. And 310 kph top speed, it is, oh my god, it steers by itself. And worst handling for its speed as well. But I'm sure it's not gonna be too hard. Oh yeah, by the way, there is no braking. The braking is terrible. Now this car is good for no races at all. This is just a bad car. Don't use this. It only looks good. Like, use it for car shows. But don't like race with it, because you'll just automatically lose because of how bad it is. In every way possible. And that proves it, you know? Now we have an Alfa Romeo 4C, which is the definition of cool. Now, obviously, to make it as cool as possible, I had to sacrifice some of its handling by removing the spoiler. But that should not be a problem because this car is too cool to crash, am I right? But it also is the slowest car in this video by a long way. Top speed is around 255, 258 to be exact. But it is still very cool. And also the braking is so good. That's not a crash, this car is too cool. What? Not a crash. Okay guys, you know what? Not a crash. Anyways, if I make that jump over there with the rings, you guys have to subscribe, okay? But if I crash, I crash. Okay, let's see. Oh my god. Okay. This is interesting. Okay, you know what? Change car, but half of you guys have to subscribe. Now we have a BMW. I don't know which BMW, but I know it's a BMW. So I'm going to have to drive like a BMW driver. This car is interesting. 400 kph. What? Okay, 400 kph incoming. Ow. 400 kph into a tree. Now we have a Tesla Type 3 if I'm not mistaken. And now we have one of the cheapest cars in the game because this car is free. This is the Morris Mini. And this car is the definition of no handling. As you can clearly see, this is not even top speed and it barely made it around the corner. Look at the suspension, look at this car.